All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Robert at Scott Leroy Marketing. I never did hear back from anybody whether they could hear me or not during my 2 sound checks there, so I'm hoping and praying that you can hear me. I'm getting indications on my end that everything's good to go. I just really hope you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me see here. There we go. If you can't hear me, open up your chat window using the bubble just to the left of center up at the top of your screen. That'll open up the chat window. Okay, we can hear you. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let me minimize this here. Okay, so today is our KWConnect overview class, and we're going to have a good bit more content than we have in the last couple of times we've done this. Now, I'd say more content. We've only done this class about 2 times before, so if there's anything that we missed or anything that you'd like more information on, definitely let me know there in that chat window. That's a great place to send me questions, or if there's anything you're not clear on, or if I move too quickly, definitely let me know there in that chat window. We're going to be adding some extra stuff about the KWConnect referrals system. That's the new system from KW International to find an agent to send a referral to. We didn't cover that in our Kelly class last week because there were so many new features added to Kelly over Mega Camp. There was a lot of new stuff that needed to be covered during that class, and it didn't leave time for the KWConnect referrals. So that's what we're going to be covering in this class from now on, because there's a whole lot of more stuff in Kelly, and we need to cover that in that class. So to get to KWConnect and to that referral system, our first step is going to be to get logged into mykw.kw.com. Your KW intranet, your KW backend, your KW homepage, whatever you call it. You need to see this screen here, and you'll see your production dashboard hopefully underneath the eEdge control panel before the KW Now and the My Market Center news. Scott doesn't have that because he's not an agent. Once you're on your MyKW homepage, up in your top black menu, we're going to click on Education. Now this takes us over to KWConnect. However, it's not actually logged in the way that it's supposed to be. You will need to accept those cookies that pop up down at the bottom. It's not logged in the way it's supposed to be. You can click on things and try to go access stuff, but if we were to click on it here, it would just take me back. Oh, it looks like it does log me in. Okay, so there was an issue last time I tried this where it acted like it was logged in, but it wasn't. So we are actually logged in. Beautiful. Let's go click our KWConnect logo up here in the top left to get back to our KWConnect homepage. And this is what the KWConnect homepage is going to look like. You can also go directly here at kwconnect.com. Just make sure that you're logged into mykw.kw.com first. If you're logged into MyKW, you're automatically logged into KWConnect. It doesn't go the other way around, though. If you're logged into KWConnect, you're not necessarily logged into MyKW. Okay, so from our KWConnect homepage, we're just going to start top to bottom. Here, I'm going to go really quickly over these options, and then we'll go through each of them in depth after we cover this homepage. I definitely want to make sure to cover the profile that's up here in the top right. That's a big deal. And then we're also going to spend a good bit of time here in my referrals. The rest of this information is going to be a pretty quick overview. Most of this stuff, I'm not going to go super in depth onto any one thing. I'll just point things out, say this is what it is, and move on. So here on our homepage, of course, we've got our KWConnect logo in the top left. If you ever get lost in KWConnect, in most of the KW platforms, you'll click on the logo for whatever that you're in right now, and it'll take you back to the homepage for that. And that'll be the same situation here in KWConnect. Then we've got our menu here. This is going to help us to access the different sections of KWConnect. We'll go over each of those individually in more detail in a little bit. Just to the right of that, we've got our magnifying glass here. That's the universal symbol for search. So that's how you would search the KWConnect site. So you would click on that, and it would pop out a search bar, and you would search for what you want to find in KWConnect. Now you'll notice just below that, we've got another search bar here that says search for courses, videos, users, and so much more. This search button here is for pages besides the home page. This search box only shows on the home page itself. Anywhere else, you're going to have to click on that search icon there to open up the search box. You can go back to the KWConnect homepage and just use this one, or you can click on that icon to open up the search box. Over to the right, we've got a button here that says Upload. This is where you would add your own content to share with KW agents worldwide. This would be something like, your format for a listing presentation video, or a format for a template for your listing presentation that you find works really well. Or you could share your script for FSBOs, or you could share your script for contacting long lost people in your phone that you haven't heard from in years, but you want to make sure to touch base with them, because that's part of being a real estate agent, is contacting everybody in your phone in your database. You could share a great video on YouTube that you found for using Facebook as a real estate agent. You can share a lot of different stuff on KWConnect to help other agents do better in their business, because it helped you do better in your business. That's basically what KWConnect is for. Sharing things either from you or from other agents or from KW International to help agents do better in their business. And you can share that in a bunch of different ways. You can do videos, you can upload a document, you can share a link to a different page, like a YouTube page or Facebook or somebody's blog post or something, or you can share audio files. That's the least common one. Typically, if you're going to do audio, you're also going to do video. Under that, join us in welcoming top agents from across North America. These are agents that are really, really high producers that have come over to KW from other companies. It'll tell you their name right here highlighted. It'll show you last year's production, 28 million, what market center they just joined. This one is Downers Grove or Hinesdale, and they came over from Platinum Partners right here. I don't know what brokerage that is. It sounds like a local brokerage. But this is a ticker of agents that have come over to KW that are high producers, and they recognize the value of KW and what they provide in the training and the technology. And they're just showing that off to make you guys feel even better about the company that you've chosen. Under that, we've got essentially some banner ads here. These are for content that's in KWConnect. This is not for going to buy anything. Now, some of these are going to be for paid, like training courses or coaching or things like that. But this is stuff that's found here in KWConnect, and that'll cycle through automatically, or you can click those dots. Under here, we've got some featured content. By default, it's going to show videos here. And I have yet to figure out exactly whose videos show up here, what time frame they come from, how they rank them, how they decide who gets to show on the homepage here. But there's going to be a lot of really neat videos here, like from KW International or from, let's see, there's a Kelly tutorial, how to share a Kelly snap from Darren so-and-so. A video from, it looks like from MegaCamp, from Kurt Davidson. So lots of fun stuff here. You can also choose the different file types that you can find in KWConnect. Here you've got videos, audio, files, and links, and you can click between those to see different stuff that's featured here on the homepage. The file here is, becoming a notary public, how to do that, social media, and the correct use of, it doesn't say there. Somebody shared their local expert file that they created. It's a great way to do that. And then also you can see who you're seeing, or switch who you're seeing content from. Right now it's showing content from both KW International and all agents. You can click one or the other of these to turn them off. If I click on this, it's going to be internet content from KW International only. If I turn that back on and click on KW here, it's going to be content just from other associates, not from KW International. Scrolling down the page a little further, this is pulling from the calendar section here in KWConnect. That's connecting to every market center everywhere, and it's showing you classes that are starting soon. So we've got a drive class that's starting on the 29th. We've got a career visioning class starting on September 5th, and it looks like there's several of those. And there are a bunch more classes that are starting soon. And then we've got trending searches, things that are popular for being searched here on KWConnect. And then I don't know where these recommendations come from. It looks like maybe from KW International. So that's our homepage in a nutshell. There's a lot of good information there. Now, before we go over this menu, I do want to jump over to this profile section here because that's something we get a lot of questions about. So hover over your picture or your initials up here in the very top right next to the upload button, and we'll click on My Profile. This is the profile that other agents are going to see when they search for you in the referral system, whether it's here in KWConnect or on Kelly on the app. And this is not public. This is not going out to clients or customers or anybody that's outside the company. This is just for other KW agents to search for an agent to maybe send a referral to. So only KW agents are seeing this information here. So this profile here, you've got a banner image up here, you've got your profile picture, we've got several tabs across here. Not going to spend too much time on what these tabs are. You can click through those and play with them. The main things I wanted to point out is down here, this section that's about me, and then these statistics. This is the information that you and other agents are going to be relying on when you're looking for an agent to send a referral to. This about me, this bio is separate from anywhere else in my KW. Initially, it's going to pull it over from the KW white pages, but that that bio for that white pages profile is public. So you can actually come in here to this profile separately and create a bio that's just for other KW agents who are looking for an agent to send a referral to. You can talk about how many referrals you've worked with, your process for working with referrals, how well you're going to handle it, all that fun stuff. Under that, these statistics here are your production statistics. So this is mostly going to be, or pretty much going to be in the last 12 months. This is total sales, listings, buyers, lease, and there's more information. If you click and drag, you can scroll sideways to see more of that. Let's see, 0 years in real estate, because Scott is not an agent, but this is total years in real estate. And then Scott's been with KW for just about 6 years. And then down here, it'll show memberships that you may have. So KW Commercial, KW Luxury, KW, GPS, CIPS, any of those things. And then also the service area based on the market center location. And to edit any of this information here, some of you are going, hey, that's not right. Hey, I want to change that. This is how you can do that. You would click this red link right in the center next to your name to edit my profile. So on this page, you can edit pretty much all of that information or choose what displays and what doesn't. At the top here, we've got your picture. This is your profile picture that's going to show in that circle. And then that banner image, there are no size restrictions here. It can be as big as you want. You don't want to make it too small so it's not blurry, but you can make it pretty big. Now for the banner image, the one that shows just above and behind your profile picture, this is very, very, very exacting. This needs to be exactly, no bigger, no smaller, 1,920 pixels wide by 313 pixels tall, 1920 wide, 313 tall. It cannot be 1919 wide or 1921 wide, and it can't be 312 tall or 314 tall. It has to be exactly 1920 by 313. I think I've repeated those numbers enough times, but again, 1920 by 313. If you guys need that, again, I'm going to send it here in the chat window. It's 20 wide by 313 high. There we go. Got that sent to you guys there. If you need help getting your image to fit those dimensions, we actually have a separate class just for that. You can shoot us an email at support@scottleroymarketing.com and we can send that to you. Or let's see, I could have sworn I had a link ready to show you that, or to send to you guys, but I guess not. I'll have to look that up later. So that's your picture in the banner. Email, self-explanatory, your contact email. Phone is, again, your contact phone. That could be your office phone, your desk phone, whatever you want to call it. And then your mobile phone, self-explanatory. Service area, you get to type in. That was, if I go back to Scott's profile here, that's what's going to show down here. Service area. For that bio, again, this is just for other KW agents to see. So you can put that bio in there. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Google+, all of these links do need to be the full http:// yada, yada, yada. All the stuff that goes in the address bar would get pasted into each of these boxes. Custom tags here, this is going to be tags for content that you upload. This is not going to be tags for where you work, how you work, your production level, anything like that. This is going to be tags for videos that you add, or documents that you add, or audio files that you add, or links that you share. This is going to be for your content that you share for other agents to use to better their business. This is not for searching for referrals, okay? And then under that, primary market center, if you're a member of just one market center, there's not going to be any other option. You just choose your one market center here. But if you're a member of multiple market centers, you would want to choose the primary market center that you work in. So it would show that on that profile here in KWConnect or in Kelly. You can only select one market center as your primary. That's what primary means. It's one. It's the main one that you work out of. Under that, we've got some options here for how frequently you receive update emails from KWConnect, whether somebody follows you in KWConnect because they like your content, or if they like one of your content things, they can favorite it or like it. Or if you get a referral network request from somebody who wants you to join their referral network, or if your referral network request is approved or denied, or if you get a request, or if somebody has sent you a referral or sent you an update about a referral, you'll get email notifications about that, and you would choose whether you want to get them individually, every day, or every week. There's no way to turn them off completely. You have to just choose one of those options there. And then under here, we've got these switches here to decide whether we want to show any of these items on that profile. So that membership section that was at the bottom left where it shows KW Commercial, that's this switch here. Closed units is total buy and sale list. This is buy side. This is time with KW. They're all pretty self-explanatory. I'm not sure where specializations comes from. It's probably from the White Pages profile, and I think they're working on phasing that out or switching that out to be in a different place, but you can turn that on or off there. Languages also comes from the White Pages profile. Now, these listings sold and closed units and time in real estate and all that comes from your actual production, your actual join date with KW, your actual time in real estate based on what's in the Win More system. This is not something that you can update yourself, and it's not something that we can update for you. It's actually something that comes from your Win More profile that only your MCA has access to. We have no access to it. It's installed on your MCA's computer, and nobody but your MCA on their computer can access it. We can't access it. Okay. Once you've made any changes that you want to make, your picture, your contact information, your websites, your social media, all that fun stuff, you would click update either down here at the very bottom or up at the very top. Either one of those will save whatever changes that you've made. Okay, also hovering up here, we've got this section here for notifications. That would be, again, people following you, people liking your content, people sending you referral requests, that kind of stuff. Community is groups that you're a member of here in KWConnect. We'll go over that more in just a little bit. We've got help for KWConnect, and then you can also log out of KWConnect. So we spent all that time working on this profile to show to other agents who are searching for an agent to send a referral to. And where that comes from, or where you're going to get to find another agent to send a referral to, I don't know why I highlighted that, is going to be up here under My Referrals. Up in the very top menu, we've got this white link that says My Referrals. So if we click on that, it's going to go over to the referrals section of KWConnect. Here we are. This is referrals.kwconnect.com. This is where you're going to send and receive requests to work with referrals to and from other agents. It seems kind of daunting. There's a couple of different ways to do multiple things, but it's not that complicated once you understand it. Basically, you are contacting other agents, or other agents are contacting you, either to join the referral network to send referrals to at a later date, or to send a referral to work with right now. Those are basically your only options in the referral network. And then you can also update the agent that sent you a referral or that you sent a referral on the status of that referral. Those are basically the only things that you can do in the referral system. And there's several different ways to do most of the things that are in here. I'm going to show you one or two ways how to do each of them. We'll start with the most common one, which is adding people to your referral network to maybe send them a referral later. Now, before we get started on that, I do want to let you guys know one big caveat. This is not a social network. This is a business tool. This is not a place to add everybody you've ever heard of in all of KW. This is not a place to add, everybody in your office or everybody in your region or everybody in the entire company, because this is going to be your personal, individual, hand-picked people that you think you would actually do business with in the future or now. So if you add everybody, it kind of defeats that purpose. It becomes just another White Pages search, which you can do that in the White Pages section just to look up contact information. This is for you to say, okay, this person, and this person, I might actually do business with in the future, and I like the way that they do business, and I want to keep them in a separate list just for people to send referrals to because I know they're going to do a good job, or I think they're going to do a good job. Not I'm adding everybody in KW International so that maybe someday possibly they might send me a referral someday. No, this is individual hand-picked people. Wanted to get that out of the way. Got a little preachy there. So to add people to your referral network, to send somebody a request to say, hey, I want to work with you maybe in the future, you would click on Grow My Network over here on the right. So here we've got a map of the country, and this is only in the United States right now. I believe they're working on Canada right away, and I don't know if they're going to be adding it for international use in the future, but right now it is just the contiguous 48, or not the contiguous 48, it is just US. It does include Hawaii and Alaska. Where was I? Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you can find agents to send referrals to. First, you can just search by their name up here in the very top right. So say I'm logged in as Scott, I'm going to search for me. I'm going to search for Robert Greenstreet. And it'll drop that down in the results there. Now we've got two sections here. One says my referral network and one says out of my network. This means that I am not currently in Scott's referral network. This lets him know that I am outside, and he could add me to his referral network if he wanted to. So if I click on the name or on this little person thing with the plus sign over here, either one will pop up a box that says, would you like to send an invitation? You can add a personalized message if you want to, like, hey, we met at MegaCamp and I like the way you do business, or I looked you up on KWConnect and I really like your production numbers, that kind of stuff. You know, I like your numbers. There we go. And then you would send that invitation. So then once that invitation is sent, it's going to automatically pop up the box to send them an actual referral, whether it's a buyer or seller or a renter. You don't have to send them a referral just to get them added to your referral network for maybe later use. But if you were wanting to add somebody, or excuse me, send somebody a referral right away, it allows you to do that right here. And we'll go through this form really quickly. Most of it is pretty self-explanatory. It would be way more understandable to you guys as real estate agents than to the average layman. First off, you've got who you're sending this to, and by default it's going to be the name you just clicked on. But if you click on that up here, you can actually send this to somebody else. I'm going to search for like John Smith, and it's going to drop down. Okay, there are no in-network agents. So this right up here, this drop down will only show you agents that are actually in your network. Coming down below that, go away. We've got, is this a buyer? Is it a seller? Is it a renter? Really self-explanatory. Referral fee is how much of this agent that you're sending it to's commission that you would like in order, once the deal closes, how much of their referral you would like as the basically the reward for sending them this business that they didn't go out and get. So by default, it's going to be 25%. I believe that's the industry standard. You can make that higher or lower just by clicking and dragging the slider here. I don't know how much higher you would want to go. I'm going to send this way up here to like, there we go, 80%, just to send something crazy, and then I'll show you how to counter that in just a minute. And then this acceptance deadline is probably the most ambiguous thing on here that may not be super clear. That's how long that this agent that you're sending the referral to has to respond, whether they want to accept, counter, or reject this referral. And they have 24 hours or more or less to accept, counter, or reject. We've got, this is information about this referral, the price that they're looking to buy or to sell. Minimum and max, we've got the client name and location. By default, this is going to be the location of their primary market center that they've selected. You can change this if you know that they work in a different area, but by default, this is going to be the location of their primary market center. So we've got a minimum price for this buyer of $150K, and then a maximum price of $230K. We'll just throw that in there. This is going to be Tom Morrow. Tom Morrow, that's a Disney reference there. The email address, by the way, all of these fields are required. You do have to put something in all of them. So you need the email address for this client that you're sending to this agent as a referral. So Scott, at scottleroymarketing.com. And I believe it actually checks to see whether this is a valid email. And then we've also got a phone number here. And you do need not 223-236-2568. There we go. That is also required. And then this is the time frame for how soon they're wanting to buy, sell, or rent. So is it in the next month, in 3 months, in 6 months, or in some other custom number of months, like maybe 4 months? We'll do 4. There we go. And then we've got this checkbox here. This is the only optional thing of whether or not they're already pre-approved for financing. I'll check that box to say that this person is. And then the notes are also required. So This is my cousin who is moving to York. He can sometimes be hard to understand on the phone because he has a strong accent. That's just information about this referral that you're sending over to that agent. Then we would send referral. So we'll come back to that in a second, that referral request that I just sent from Scott over to me. Now let's look at some other ways to find an agent to send a referral to. So up in the top left, we're going to start with production. This is what we want to view on the map here. Do we want to view agents by production? Do we want to view market centers? Or do we want to view agents that are in my network? So right now there's only one agent in Scott's network. He's in Arkansas. If I were to do market centers, I could click on any of these numbers here to see the market centers in that area. I could click on that particular market center and see agents that are in that market center, and it'll show their quick statistics here on this list. I can, let's see, sort by up here in the top right, let's do closed units. It's going to show me the highest closed units in the office, so that's this Norma Carnes. So depending on their volume, your volume, how much personal attention you want this referral to get, maybe the busiest agent in the office isn't the best idea. Maybe somebody who's doing a little bit less business and has more time to work with this individual referral personally or something like that. So you can scroll through that, select one of them to add to the referral network or to send them a referral. You can send somebody a referral without them being in your referral network. That didn't used to be the case, but it is now. And then you can also click this down arrow to see contact information for that agent. Let's close this. Now we'll go back up here to production here. And you'll notice your filters here change based on which one you select. We're going to go back to production. We've got filters here, and if I click on closed units, this is going to be a minimum closed units in whatever area you're searching in. And you can do that by zip code or city. What was I here? So at least we'll call it 6 transactions for the last 12-month period. So from last August to today is in August. So since last August, has this person had at least 6 transactions, and anybody that had less than 6 transactions in the last 12 months, it wouldn't show on the map here. So we'll click filter there, and it looks like there's nobody in this area. Closed units greater than 6. Why is, oh, because I scrolled out, I have to update it. Okay, I guess I have to search a specific city or zip code. Okay, so we'll call it 90210. We'll go to Beverly Hills. That is not in Brooklyn. Okay, fine, we'll do Beverly Hills. Okay, so this is agents, theoretically. What is all this blue stuff? This is not how that's supposed to be working. Okay, so there are a lot of agents in Beverly Hills that have at least 6 closed units. So you may want to up that to something else or add additional filters here to see, okay, are they listing agents specifically? Do they work with a lot of listings? Do they have at least, man, that's a lot of stuff. Let me zoom in here to get less stuff and make it work faster. Okay, so do they have at least 6 listings sold? So we'll click filter and that'll apply that in this area. Okay, so there's only one agent in this area that has 6 total closed units, and because of the filters we put in, all 6 of those units are listings, and that's this Roberto Cejas. I hope I said that correctly. Roberto, if you ever watch this and I pronounced that correct or incorrectly, just let me know. You can also filter that down further. Now, let me zoom out here just a little bit. Some of you guys may have noticed this big red button that's up here in the top center. This broadcast referral here, if I were to click this button, and I'm not going to, but if I were to click this button, or actually I've never seen what happens when I click this button. Let's see. This client information below. Okay, so you're sending this referral information, the basics of it, whether it's a buyer, seller, referral fee, acceptance deadline, and then prices, to everybody that shows up for this search result. This is a great way to get your referral request in front of lots of people. So let me close this again. So there are 34 agents in this area that meet my criteria up here, closed units of 6, and all of those 6 were listing units. So I'm assuming that this referral that we're going to send to all of these people is a seller. So if I click on broadcast referral, I'm going to switch that over to seller. Going to request, this is Beverly Hills, so I might lower that referral fee to 15% because it's going to be typically higher price listings, and 15% of what's it called, of a commission in Beverly Hills is going to be kind of a lot of money. And then give them, this is still going to a lot of people. I'm going to give them a shorter period of time. We'll call it 12 hours for them to accept or deny this request, this referral. They're looking for a minimum price of $400,000 and a maximum price of $1 million. Okay, one more zero. There we go. And so the rest of this information is still required. You still need to put in their name and their location and the email and all that fun stuff. But until someone responds to your request here, this broadcast, and you say, okay, you get the referral, this information is going to be kept private about your client so that they don't reach out and contact them outside of the system. So this is a great way, again, to get your referral request in front of lots of people, and then whoever has the best offer, best response, whoever responds soonest, whoever actually responds, there's a lot of people that aren't going to respond, you could award that referral to, and then they would get this information down here, and you would click send referral to send that out. I'm not actually going to do that because I don't want to contact these 34 people as Scott. And then the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory, that you can filter by how many buyers, how many leases, whether they're a member of any KW specialization section like mastery, coaching, if they're in GPS, if they're in luxury, commercial, land, young professionals, or an expansion agent. And then events, whether they went to such and such event in the last, 12 months. So that's how you can send a referral to somebody that you haven't met yet. And add somebody to your referral network that you haven't had in your referral network previously. So let's go look at your existing referral network and how to handle requests that you receive. So we're going to go back up here to my referrals. Also, if there was anything that I didn't cover or anything that's unclear, anything I missed here on the searching for referrals section, let me know in that chat window. So go back to the My Referrals section here. So I'm going to go, where am I? Going to go to referrals here. So this is showing my active referrals, or Scott's active referrals actually. So it's telling me that Scott has one referral that's awaiting response from the person that he sent it to. And it shows me the details of that referral here. And if I were to go over to my KWConnect referrals, which I'm going to do right here. Aren't I handy? I already had this up. If I go to referrals here in my profile, eventually, there we go. I've got this awaiting response from Scott Leroy. This was into me, out from Scott. We got to keep it right in our heads. This was from Scott here on the left to me here on the right. So I've got a couple of options for what to do with this referral that Scott has sent me. I can accept it as is, with the referral fee that he requested, within the time that he says, and all that fun stuff. I can counter it and request a lower referral fee because remember that 80% is a little outrageous. So that's what I'm going to do in just a minute. I can counter that and say, hey, let's bring that referral fee down to a more normal level. Or I can reject it and say, no, I don't want to work with this referral, whether it's outside my service area or it's outside my price range, or it doesn't sound like a person that I want to work with, or I don't like this agent, or I don't know you, I don't know why you're trying to send me a referral, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to click counter here to send back a lower referral fee. I'm going to drag this back down to, there we go, down to 25%. From 80% is where it started. And then I'm going to give Scott 12 hours to accept or deny that lower referral fee. If he really wants me to work with this referral, he's got a short amount of time to actually get onto that. And then I can add a note here that says 80% is an outrageous referral fee. And then I could either call him or email him before or after I send this counter. So I'm going to click counter here. And so now the ball is back over here in Scott's court. So if I refresh this page, now I've got this awaiting response here in Scott's inbox, and we've got this note here for the counter, 80% is an outrageous referral fee, and this is the new referral fee right here. I can accept this, I can counter back with a higher referral fee, or I can reject it and say, no, I've got to have that 80% referral fee. Again, that's ridiculous. We're just going to go ahead and accept this so I can show you guys what that looks like. And I'm going to send a note that says, oh yeah, I didn't mean to make it 80%. Darn Butterfingers, that kind of stuff. And then we'll accept that. So now that is over here in outbound now in Scott's, what's it called? In Scott's My Referrals section here. That means this referral was sent from Scott to someone else. Outbound means the referral itself was sent from you. If it was inbound, that means the referral was sent to you. So over here back in My Referrals, I'm going to refresh this. And now I am going to have a new one under inbound. There we go. Now I've got this new referral from Scott. He accepted that lower 25% referral fee. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to make that 80%, darn Butterfingers, all that. So what I can do from this point is as the transaction moves on, you know, say they weren't pre-approved, actually they were pre-approved. So say they were pre-approved and we went and looked at some houses, I can send an update that says, you know, looked at 5 listings today, quite interested in 2 of them. One is a little outside price range, something like that. So we'll send that update from me back over to Scott. You want to keep the agent that sent you the referral abreast of what's going on with the situation with this referral. So now if I come back over here, now remember, this is still in the outbound section. This referral was sent from Scott to me, but we've got that new note here that I sent over to Scott. And then I can also view the activity log here to see everything that's gone on with this referral. The bottom one is going to be the oldest one. This is going to be the initial request from Scott to me. And then there's my counter, there's the acceptance, and then here's the note from me over to Scott. Scott, as the referrer, can also send me notes. So I can send a note from Scott to me that says, one additional thing, he actually makes more money than he thinks and could buy more house if necessary. There we go. So I'll send that from Scott over to me. So now if I refresh my side, eventually, there we go, we've got that new note over here. Now all of this that we've done, the request, the counter, the acceptance, the notes, all of that is actually being sent also back and forth between me and Scott as emails from KWConnect. So they're going from KWConnect to Scott about my note and from KWConnect to me about Scott's note. So you'll be notified of that in your email and you'll get notifications of that on Kelly. You'll get those notifications pretty instantly, actually, so you can keep abreast of what's going on with that referral that you sent or that you're working on. So say this referral has made its way through to the end, and this buyer that, Tom, that Scott sent over to me decided, okay, I'm buying this house. He signed all the paperwork, everything's closed, the transaction is done, I've got my commission, and I've sent the commission over to Scott for his referral fee. So now I want to mark this as closed. I'm going to close this referral. I'm going to tell Scott, who sent me the referral, that it did close. And that's all I need to do. Just click submit, and that would say, okay, this is taken care of. So our business with this one is done. Or if it did not close, we're going to tell this agent why. And this is not optional. You have to tell this agent why it didn't close. You know, financing fell through, it didn't appraise, they decided not to move, they decided not to buy in this area, they decided to work with a different agent. I decided not to work with them because they were too difficult, that kind of thing. So So you would do, any of those. I'm going to mark this as closed, pretend like this one did actually make it all the way through to the closing table. So I'll submit that. And so now this is no longer in my active referrals. I do want to point out that we are in the active section. If I want to view this referral that I just closed, I would go over here and click View Closed Referrals. And if I come over to Scott while I'm waiting for that to load, it's not going to be in his active referrals either. He's going to be notified of it, but he would also need to go to View Closed Referrals to see where I just closed that referral. And here's that most recent one, or no, sorry. It's funded. There we go. It's this most recent one right here. And you can also reopen referrals that did make it to closing. Other referrals, you can also open referrals that were lost, I guess, to say, oh, hey, they came back. But ones that were expired, whether the time frame ran out or things like that, you can't reopen those. Okay, so that's working with a referral that was sent to you or from you. Now let's see here. Let's go back to dashboard here. So the people that are in your referral network, you can send them referrals really easily using this button up here at the top right. You can also manually enter a referral to track that was sent to you or from you. Let's see. No, this is to. What exactly does this look like? Okay, maybe this is from. No, this is to. This is to you from so-and-so that you put in here. This is one that you're manually going to track, maybe from somebody else in your office. They didn't go through this referral system, and they didn't feel like keeping track of it that way. You can track it for yourself here, so that it'll update your numbers in your statistics here in KWConnect for this referral system. Because eventually, I believe, and I think I've seen a statistic spot for this, how many referrals have you actually closed here in this referral system. So you want to track your actual referrals, even if they weren't sent to you via this system, because it'll help you get more referrals in the future. And it would be all the same information. You would track it the same way, you would update it the same way, you would close it the same way. So let me close that. To view who is currently in your referral network, you can click on My Referral Network here. And this is showing you who is currently in your referral network. Right now, Scott just has this one guy. If I go over to mine, I've got several people from my old market center, people that if I heard of somebody that was moving to Pensacola, I would actually send them this referral information. I can't get a referral fee because I'm not licensed, so I would set that to 0, but I would make sure to get one of these people that information about somebody who's moving to Pensacola or somebody that I know in Pensacola who's moving. You can also see pending invitations. So Scott has 63 pending invitations here. You'll notice none of them have been accepted except that Rob guy, and I believe that's one that Scott knows personally and he's good friends with, and I think he maybe did that as an example to show what that looks like. But the rest of these invitations, Scott is not going to accept. You don't need to send Scott a referral network invitation. He's not an agent. He can't work with referrals. Neither am I. I don't need to receive referral network invitations because I'm not going to work with referrals either, and I've already got people that I'm going to send referrals to, so does Scott. So there's no need to add me or Scott or anybody at SLM to your referral network. But once you do get a referral request, I'm going to come over here to mine. You can accept that. Okay, I sent that to Scott, so I'm going to go over to Scott's instead. Where is mine? Next? Is it on the next page? Oh man, is this sorting by oldest first? Okay, I got to go look for me. Oh, it's alphabetical. I'm sure one of you noticed that before I did. Shame on you for not telling me. So PR Robert, there we go. So this is the request that I sent to Scott. So I'm going to accept that on Scott's end. So now if I go back to my network, and if I go back to my network for Scott, now we're going to be in each other's referral networks. There's me and Scott's, and here's Scott in mine. Okay? Let's see, those are the big things. Looking for an agent to send a referral to, actually working with the referral, and working with the network that you already have. You can send people a referral here. You can view their statistics and their contact information, all of that fun stuff. Wow, way to go, Beverly. Okay, so that's the referral section. That's what we're going to spend the most time on. Now we're going to go back to the rest of KW Connect. So we're going to go across this top menu here, starting at memberships. So memberships is the different sections, the different additional things that you can be a part of in KW. And most of these are going to have fees associated with them. There's Family Reunion, Interactive, there's Family Reunion for next year live stream, there's Expansion Coaching, Lands, GPS, Commercial, Luxury, and Young Professionals. You can learn more by clicking on any one of those. For calendar, this one's kind of neat. This is the one that's pulling in the classes from everywhere across KW. So I'm looking at, let's see, I'm going to advanced filters right here. These are just classes that are in Scott's Market Center. That's the only thing that's checked. If I uncheck this, and there we go, all MC events, and if I check that one and I apply filter, eventually, is it going to show me? There we go. This is, oops. Okay, I clicked refresh too soon. Now it has to reload it. It just took a while because there's a lot of stuff because it's from all market centers, all 780 plus market centers. Okay, so this is every event that's going on in all market centers, basically. Let's see, I've got some additional filters on here. Okay, so every class that's going on in all market centers. So there's about 100 things going on per day, and I bet in fact it's more than 100 because maybe 100 is the most that can be shown. Yeah, 85 pages of stuff that's, yeah, I don't know, 20 long. So there's a lot of stuff going on across all of KW, and you can click on any of those individual days to see more information about that. You can also filter those up here at the top left using advanced filter. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. Where is this class going on? So is it at KW International in Austin? Is it in my region? Excuse me, is it hosted by my region? So like I was in the North Florida, no, I was in Gulf States region when I was in Pensacola, which covered a lot of Louisiana, top of Florida, some of Mississippi. And so that would be hosted by the region that covers all those. This is all regional events, which is by the region or by market centers in that region. Just my market center, all market centers everywhere, or just commercial events. I guess they don't have specific ones for luxury. All events is by everybody, and then events I manage is ones that I added to the calendar. Is this a class? Is it an ALC meeting? Is it a team meeting? Is it a leadership consultation, which I don't know what that is? Is it a live stream, or is it some other type of event? Most are going to be classes. And then is it a specific class? I want to see just ESO. I want to see just ESO that's going on in all market centers. And then we'll apply that filter. Where are the ESOs? Did I leave something checked that I shouldn't have? Looks like ESO is not starting soon. So I could remove that, and I want to see instead bold. When is bold going on soon? There we go. We got bold starting, oh, the second week of August. So it already started, and this is all market centers everywhere. So if I wanted to find out more information about this particular bold, and this is everywhere, so it's not going to be local to me, but I'm going to click on this one, the 7:30 first step to bold. And this is KWIN, and I don't know where that is. Fargo, Moorhead, Fargo. Where is Fargo? Wherever Fargo is. That's where this class is being held, and it's being taught by Lynn, and this is the information and everything, and I can register for this class over here. Now this register function is going to add this event to your calendar, to your events, and it'll also be able to be tracked by your market center for who is going to how many trainings. So you would want to go ahead and register for that. You can also like it and share it and all that fun stuff. I think that's basically it for calendar. One thing I want to point out is you can't subscribe to this calendar. You have to subscribe to the calendar that's in your market center's intranet. You can't subscribe to the KW International calendar because you get way too many events. You would want to subscribe to the one that's in your market center specifically. Resources, I'm just going to go down through these really quickly until we get to KWU. I'll go in there specifically. KWConnect Live is live videos that were broadcast here at KWConnect, and then they're also recorded, and you can find those later. Culture is the way that KW, whether it's KW International or individual KW associates, interact with people. That's all culture means, is the way that you interact with people, whether it's people inside your own company or people outside that company, whether they're in your community or they're a co-broker or they're what's it called? Leadership at your local MLS or their family members or whatever. That's what culture means. And you can learn more about how KW defines the way that it interacts with people, whether inside or outside the company. Events is the big ones like mastery coaching classes or family reunion or BOLD or what's it called? Mega Camp that was just last week, that kind of stuff. This is how KW is working inside the industry to influence things that are going on in the industry to benefit KW agents and really the industry as a whole, but especially KW agents. Keller Mortgage is KW International's mortgage division. It's only available in certain market centers right now. You can get more information about that system there. We'll skip KWU for now. I'll just tell you that KWU means Keller Williams University. This is where you're going to find the actual KW International sanctions classes and the information and content and materials for those, like Ignite or 30/60/90 or BOLD or ESO, FSO, all those classes that are from KW International. You can find the information and content in there. MAPS coaching is pretty much that coaching from the MAPS division. Marketing is where you can find logos and graphics and letterhead and the style guide, the way that you're allowed to use KW logos and names and things like that. MCAs is specific for market center administrators, so how to use Account Edge, how to use WinMore, how to contact MCA angels, things like that. Technology is about things like Kelly and the KW app and KW websites and KW Command and all that fun stuff. Leverage is hiring. When you hear leverage in KW International, think hiring. Leverage is leveraging somebody else's time to do the things that don't have to be done by you in order to do the things that do have to be done by you. So that's basically hiring essentially an admin to take care of paperwork and take care of follow-up and take care of keeping track of things and organizing so that you can go out on listing appointments and buyer appointments and make calls and all the things that you're supposed to be taking time for as a real estate agent versus doing all the stuff that don't need your personal touch. And that's what leverage means. It's hiring. So that's going to get into what is that? Millionaire real estate agent tactics for that. It's going to get into the KPA and things like that. And then profit share is information about how profit share works for you as a KW associate and the people above you and below you in your profit share tree. A quick overview of profit share is that when you joined KW, you named somebody as your sponsor. That was the person who was most influential for getting you to come to KW International. Whether or not they provide any additional support after that is not relevant to profit share. This is just the person who needs to be rewarded for bringing somebody into the company and that person producing. So when you joined KW International, when you joined KW, you named your sponsor. When you get into production, and your commission split with your market center contributes to the market center's profit, part of that profit to the market center gets split with the agents in that market center. Now, this is not commission sharing. This is not other agents who brought you into the company getting a part of your commission. This is getting a part of what the market center gets. This is not getting a part of what you get. And then it goes up and down in like 7 levels. If you want to learn more about that, click on this link and talk to your team leader. They have more information about that. Let's go back up here to KWU, this Keller Williams University. This is where you're going to find information about all of the courses that KW International provides, like Ignite or Leverage, the curriculum path for classes that you should be taking. You learn about Shift, learn about there's interviews with top associates, so KW International has interviewed them so that you can learn from them. lunch and learns, and then faculty information for people that are actually teaching KWU courses. We're going to click on courses here to see the full list of all courses that KW International provides the material for you to go through in class and for your missions and things like that. The most popular one, of course, is going to be Ignite, and these are arranged alphabetically, so that's going to be it right here. If you click on any of these courses, and we're going to go click on Ignite here because that's the most common one, the one that people want to find most. In here is the overview of the class and where to find all the materials and things like that. So if I click on materials here, this is every piece of paper that you could have for your Ignite class. This is instructor side files, this is student files. Everybody has access to both, so if you want more information about what the instructor is seeing to maybe help you understand better, you can see that over here. There's separation between Canada and the US. You've also got French-Canadian language stuff, all of that fun stuff. Now, this is a great big long daunting list, and it's hard to find exactly what you need to do in each session. So to get that, you would go over here to e-learning. And so if you click on each individual session, it's going to show you just the materials that you need for that particular session. Theoretically, if it's actually going to take me anywhere. Okay. I guess it's not actually doing anything for me. Let's go back over here to course info. Student resources, where's that? There we go. This separates it into the different power sessions there. And so there's your mission and your manual and all that fun stuff. If you need more information about how to work with this, definitely refer to the instructor of your Ignite class and to your Market Center leadership. They can get you more information about getting the correct materials for your class. So we just finished with KWU in resources. We're going to come over here to Ask Agents. This is a forum, and what it's been used for, which is not really the intent of it, but what it's mostly been used for is sending out referrals and sending out requests for this, that, or the other. There you go. You got all that. So people are using this incorrectly. This would be is supposed to be more for questions about how to do such and such. So how to get more FSBO clients, how to get more buyers, how to get more listings, how to, let's see, recent tags, shadowing, professionalism, how to couch an offer correctly, how to make sure somebody is pre-approved before you go show them houses in a rude way. Things like that. So you can post your question here. You can answer other people's questions. It is a forum type deal. And I would encourage you not to do like these people and broadcast your referral here. That's what the My Referrals section is for, is to broadcast those referrals in those areas. This person could have gone to Auburn, Alabama and clicked broadcast and said, I've got this land for sale, or I'm looking for land, and that would have been much more effective. Okay. Over here to Ask Kelly, this is actually just information about Kelly. You can't actually use Kelly here in KWConnect. This is just information about it. So this is information about what Kelly can do. This is about how to get Kelly. And then here's about joining the Labs community, about working with Kelly and getting new features as they become available. If you want to learn more about Kelly, refer to last week's class. That was the Kelly referral that was recorded at, Kelly app and referrals. That was recorded at slmtraining.com. We already covered My Referrals. Growth here, it's got several items here in this menu. Career Growth Initiative is the new thing from KW International. It's not that new. It's a translation of the Growth Initiative. I'm going to start there with the actual Growth Initiative, the first one. This is how KW International became the largest real estate company in the world by agent count within, I think it was about 3 or 4 years after this system was implemented. They grew their number of agents initially through the Growth Initiative, and then it's evolved since then to focus on production for those agents who came into the company. And that's how it became the Career Growth Initiative. This is how you as an agent can start with your end goal income number, and this is your post-tax number. What you would do is say, after taxes, after commission splits, after everything else, money in the bank to spend on my life, how much money do I want to make yearly, in this year actually? And you're going to start with that number. And then it works you backwards, starting with how much is your commission split, how much is your percentage, how much is your taxes, how much is your fees to your office, how much are your expenses for your admin and things like that. And then it takes you back to, okay, to meet that gross number, here's how many deals you have to close. And then of those deals, how many do you want to be listings or buyers? Okay, here's how many listing appointments you have to go on. Here's how many buyer appointments you have to go on. And it breaks it down into individual actionable steps. And you'd be very surprised how quickly, okay, I want to bank $1 million after taxes in profit. You'd be really surprised how quickly that goes down to, okay, this month I have to have 12 listing appointments. That doesn't sound like that much compared to I want to make $1 million in a year. That sounds like a whole bunch of work. And then you get down to monthly, oh, it's just 12 listing appointments. I can totally do that. So that helps you break it down there, and it gives you tools to accomplish those goals. It's not just breaking it down. It's giving you the tools to use on your listing presentations to keep track of your clients, to keep track of your database, to make you stand out as an agent that people want to work with. That's definitely to get into that. Your market center leadership is going to have to help you getting into that. That's not something that we have access to. Now, the last thing I want to show you is that search function. And we are a little bit over time, so this class is recorded. You guys are welcome to leave if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and go over the search function because it is fairly important also. And you guys can refer back to this at slmtraining.com. I should have that up on the site within a couple hours today, if not the latest tomorrow. So this search function here, this is, remember, like I said, you're sharing content, whether it's video, documents, links, or audio, for other agents to use to build their business. And that includes things like, the most common question we get is, where can I find a listing presentation template? You can find it here in KWConnect. I'm going to search for listing presentation template. So Nathan Knight has uploaded his listing presentation template, and this is just the most recent person who uploaded a listing presentation template. You can also sort this by highest rated. This is ones that people that have liked. Excuse me. Why isn't it showing me? It's supposed to show me by this. I don't know. Most popular, I guess, is what it is. So this is ones that people have liked, and this is from KW International. This is from John Davis. This is from the Mickey Mouse listing presentation template. Apparently people like this Justin Lindsay template. So you can find listing presentation templates from other agents, from KW International, from top producers. You can also search for, hey, I want to do better when I'm on the phone with FSBOs. They seem to hang up on me really quickly. So you could do FSBO script. And we're going to have, we'll go over and sort by popular again. This guy, apparently he's a high producer here. He has shared his script for working with FSBOs. So you can adapt that to work for yourself in your area and things like that. Say you wanted, you know, a business card idea. You wanted to see what other people are using for their business cards so that you can learn how to design yours. I'm going to search business card. And this is showing me some stuff that's not, there we go. Here's a business card right here. This lady has uploaded what her business card looks like. Let's go look at that eventually. There we go. So I can download this. It looks like it's going to be a, oh, it's a business card picture. Lady, this is not what that's for. What about Angela Beck here? Did she upload her picture? That's probably what happened here. But anyway, if somebody uploaded their business card image, what it looks like, you could use that to see a way to work with your business. There we go. This lady uploaded what her business card looks like as a PDF and say, hey, that looks really nice. I'd like my business card to look like that. I can share this with my designer to see if they can make it look like that. There's a lot of stuff that you can search for here in KW Connect. Anything you want to learn about as far as KW, as far as technology, as far as maybe contacts, as far as being a real estate agent, anything you want to learn about to build your business and run your business and do a good job, you can search for that here in KW Connect. Odds are either somebody from KW International or another producing agent somewhere across the company has shared information about that topic that you're looking for. So definitely get into the search here in KW Connect and use all of this content that's here free for you to build your business. I'm going to go ahead and close the class with that.